Hello world, how are you all doing? I'm back finally from my vacation. I've been on vacation and so there was no stream for 3 weeks. And I'm hearing myself, I have to fix that for a second. Just a second. Can't speak when I hear myself that loud. Oh, right. That's because I'm on my website here. Okay, now it's muted. I was wondering where it's coming from. All right, so I'm back, and there have been a couple of things happen in the meantime. So as always, I'm going to go through some of the updates that happened in my life or in my professional work, basically. First off, that's why I have the Twitch site open. Is we have reached 200 followers. So thank you everybody for following me. I hope that this channel is helping out people out there. And let me prevent this recursion here. And we have reached 200 followers. I did not really do much to get more followers. I just streamed, and I'm also a bit active on Twitter, but not really making much other many other things than just saying, oh, thank you for following Ken Castle. Welcome to the stream, how are you doing? And now we have 201 followers, I guess. So I didn't do anything else but just writing on Twitter when I'm going live. And so it's just grown organically, I guess. And yeah, it makes me happy. I'm really happy about that it's growing, it's never going down. And I guess that's the same for every YouTuber, Twitch streamer, etc. It's never really going down because people are not really unsubscribing. Until I have said it now, of course, many people are going to unsubscribe. But yeah, that's a cool goal that we have met there, and I'm looking forward to how this is going to look like 1 year from now when I continue streaming regularly. All right, so another thing that happened is I have actually created a website for all my content, more or less, except for my YouTube videos and Twitch streams. So not my video content, but all my articles, because I've been writing a lot of articles and they were about different kinds of topics. So first, obviously, I'm writing apps as an indie developer, and I'm writing about my apps, like how you can use them and things like that. That's not happening right now, but you can for now you can see, like when I make a beta release, you can see, for example, here when I release my RimaFox app, which is very close to being finished. It's already in beta 2. So I basically write about it, explain what it does, and also on beta 2 I basically wrote the what's new or what's changed from beta 1 to beta 2 here. So everybody interested in that can basically find that in the apps blog. So just these articles. Then I have the developer blog, which has been always on jihad.medium.com, but some people told me that they don't like the Medium paywall, especially when they are subscribing to my articles via RSS readers. And I totally understand that RSS readers don't have the possibility to like open a private new tab or something like that, which is like the workaround on Medium to not see the paywall and still be able to read it if you have exceeded the free articles per month. And that's no longer needed because you can basically go here and say, okay, I want to follow the developer blog. And as it says here, you can just add /RSS to any of my URLs. For example, here, when I just add that, it will create an RSS feed, and this would open an RSS feed app if I had one installed. And that's basically how you can add this to your any RSS reader you have. And you can just subscribe to the developer blog if you want. So you only get developer articles. Or you can subscribe to my indie blog, which is more about, for example, this Twitch stream. You can see I have 2 articles about my motivation and about the hardware I'm using, about the software, how I set up things. And I also have 2 more ideas for future articles. Maybe they're going to come sometime in the future. And anything related to productivity also. This is like how I like to basically prioritize tasks so I can decide which tasks go into an alpha release, which go into a beta release, etc. That's basically where I wrote how I do that. And yeah, it contains splitting your tasks in a specific way by thinking about not about the tasks you need to do step by step, but it's more about the effort, like which parts are having the biggest effort. Yeah, I explain it more in the article itself. And obviously I have my Swift Evolution Monthly, which is also going pretty well actually. So if I open the newsletter website of it, semonthly.flyingdev.com, where you can subscribe, we are over 500 there now as well, which is also amazing. So there was a big push because there has been the Swift Weekly Brief. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. So this was a newsletter on Swift Evolution on basically the same topic. It was community driven by, curated by Kristaps Grimbergs last time, but started by Jesse Squires and continued by Bus Broke. And in the last issue, they basically said, okay, this is the final goodbye, and they are basically stopping, but we're suggesting to take a look at, and then they linked basically to my newsletter here. So that's why I think we had 150 or 200 more subscribers. So also welcome to all of them. And obviously there has been a new issue, as this is a monthly, which I wrote during my vacation. So a bit of working during my vacation, and we're going over basically quickly. And also now I can link to summaries of my own summaries of those things. When I just say, for example, these proposals were accepted, I can now link to my summaries. Because I am now using the website for that, and on my website I can link directly to these things. This was not possible before on Medium. All right, but that's basically my website, and you can basically have a look into this. It's just flying.dev. Next up on Twitter, obviously you can follow me on Twitter if you're not doing that yet. And more importantly, as I have started the beta phase of my app RemaFox, which is for improving your localization workflow, we're also going to use it today, I'm pretty sure. And it has its own Twitter profile. And in there, you can see that I am actually making it, and it's currently still live. So I am currently making a survey for which app I should use for the app. And I have 3 different designs and 3 different colors. For this one, we already had a survey. So if you scroll further down in the Twitter profile, you can see there were more colors and more options before, but those 2 are the winners. So I selected them and 2 new designs, and this is currently still ongoing. So let me actually share the link here in the chat to the survey. So anyone who wants to take part in it, feel free to do so. It's still live, I think until tomorrow or something. And you just go into the thread, and then you can choose between which of the 3 different designs and which of the colors you like best. And yeah, there is like already I think 70 people or something who have taken part. So there is already a trend there, and I'm using currently basically the winner of the trend as the app icon during development, but I'm open for change, so I'm looking forward to you taking part in that. And last but not least, also on YouTube, we had passed the 100 there, and still growing. And if you haven't subscribed there, please do so. And this is the wrong link, because we have now the shorter link, which looks like this. All right, but let's get going. This was the quick update. As always, let's get back to our open focus timer, which we're going to develop. And this is again an overview of all the features that we want to have there, and everything that's crossed out is already implemented. And I wanted to just have a look, because I haven't been developing on this also for like 3-4 weeks now. So I just opened this in Xcode 14 beta 5 for the first time, because beta 5 wasn't out last time I used this. And when I run this, actually, I think I had a problem. So let's have a look at that and try to fix it. And for everyone who's new here, this app I decided to develop for iOS 16 and macOS 13 only, so we can use all the new stuff in SwiftUI, including Swift Charts, which we're going to actually implement here. All right, a lot of talking, and now let's get to coding. So we have a bug here, but it's somewhere weird. Xcode log. What's that? Let's get to the last build, and it says this failed. All right, this is an issue with RemaFox script, I see. So something probably when I updated things in the beta. Let me just set this up from the start. So this is RemaFox, and this is the current preferred icon, not exactly the winner, but I'm also putting my own thoughts in there, and there are other reasons I have to also prioritize things, but your inputs are really important. That, for example, decided the color. And let's have a look at the configuration here, if anything is wrong. So let's first try to generate an enum. This seems to work. Let's lint strings files, no violations found. Let's normalize strings. All right, no changes. So what's the error stating? It's stating, I can't really, let's make this smaller. Maybe you can read it better then. All right, this is the error. Reading, error reading from a file at, and then there is a path. Develop open focus timer, open focus timer, open focus timer. Is this the right path? So let's have a look at open focus timer, and then open focus timer dot remafox. This looks all right. This looks all right, yes. Failed with unexpected error. The data couldn't be read because it is missing. That's interesting. This looks like a bug, one of those things that I have to fix during the beta. So let me take a screenshot so I have it still available. Although I have it in the stream, right? So maybe I don't really need that. But let's see what if there is a workaround to fix that. Let me just reconfigure the project, I would say. Well, let's try to fix things here. So this is one of the new options. I can set the export project here. Let's see if it's matching files. Yes. The generated code. We're using the Swift package variant. We're not really using this. So, and then it says set up build script. Let's maybe reset up the build script. I just have to copy this code. So this is going to be a bit fast if you haven't used remafox yet, but let's just have a look if this helps. Oh yeah, this definitely changed something here, but I'm not sure if that's really needed. So let's just try. Let me just try build again. No, that's not the fix. It's still failing. Let me rebuild. Let me clean build. Let me clean first. And I see we have more warnings here. Maybe we should have a look at them as well. All right. I have to go there, I think. So where's the error? Build app, yeah. Build again. All right, this time we have it. It says open focus timer, open focus timer, open focus timer, open focus timer, remove. Yeah, this is obviously wrong. So what we had before was actually right. I'm going to reset up anyways, so let me just delete that. And let's also close this. All right, remafox crashed. That's the first time remafox is crashing, actually. Never happened, even during development. Wow. That's interesting. Anyways, I'm going to just delete that. We're just going to reset it up. There's always the possibility that because I have always on this is my developer machine, and because I'm always developing, that I might have like a in-between state somewhere here. What's going on? All right, so set up a new project, and then basically the folder of the project is this here. And if I have to parse body crouch file, it couldn't be open because there is no such file. Where is it? What's going on? If there's no body crouch file. Oh yeah, we're linking from here to somewhere, and this no longer exists. So yeah, so we found a bug. We forgot about it. Let's just retry. Now it should work. All right, so quick config, open focus timer is a project name, that's right. This is the Xcode project, that's correct. Our development language is English. Resource enum file path. I think we want to have the resource enum, which has all the strings, references, etc. I think we already have a place for it, right? App. But here, no. Sources, resources, SwiftGen, localizable. Where should we put it? I think we haven't put it anywhere before. I can't see it here. Okay, what does make sense? So where's our translations? It's here. So let's just put it in here. This would be sources, resources slash. Why is there only resources? Something is wrong here. Where's all the code files? Oh, here's the right sources. That's right. So this has sources as well. That's interesting. Okay, this is the real sources, and then we have resources here, and this is already the right place. So sources, resources is all right. Let's continue. Okay, I've already done that. I want to set up the build script. And yeah, this time it's just showing us the right path. Where's Xcode? I think I closed it already. Let's open the project, go here, and let's just replace it. This is looking all right. And now I will just finish this, and we're going to retry it. Let me just build. Let's see what happens. Okay, still failing. Can't find lock. We renamed it, looks like. The generated code, we say, oh no, it is lock. Oh, I know what the problem is, because it's not public. All right. Regenerate the enum, and now it should work. There's no member main. Something wrong with the search paths, so strings files, it's finding only language support, of course. So we don't want it to find language support. It's currently searching under open focus timer /app, and it only finds these here, but we want it to search here to find these. So it will be open focus timer source are here. So let's just use open focus timer here. Preview matching files. Still can't find it. I think we wanted to also to move this file in the same folder as the Xcode project. This is currently a requirement. That's something I'm working on, but I think this is going to help us, because now we go to search paths. We can just say search dot, basically. It should find everything, but it doesn't. All right, what's going on here? It should find resources, localizable. Oh, they're empty. Okay, so this is a leftover for some reason. Let's delete that. So the actual place is here. So we have to go one up, and then into sources, resources. There we go. This looks all right now. Let's go back to Xcode and let's build again. Database seeder. But they are all in here. Yes, they are. And the remafox file. Okay, this is the wrong file now, because we have moved things. We have to adjust that as well. Let's go to fork. All right, so these were removed. That's not good. This has been changed. this is removed, and this, okay, this changed quite a bit. So before we had this path here. Maybe we can use the same. I think it does make sense. That would be that. And these are not really relevant. And we had, okay, not source history, but we have to go one up. Yeah, that makes sense. And now let's regenerate that, and now we should also have more content in here. That makes sense. Now the build should hopefully run through. Okay, it's still failing. And it says that... Okay, these are old. They're disappearing. So what's the leftover issue, really? This is also gone. Okay, we are back to our previous error. Alright, this is something I'm just going to act like this is... this has to be fixed in the beta. Looks like something changed from beta 1 to beta 2. And this seems no longer to work. Reading from a file at unexpected faded data couldn't be read because it is missing. But the path, let me copy that. Something wrong with the path. Let's just open the file. No, it's right. Let's open the enclosing folder. Yeah, it is all correct. So actually this should work, and this has been reported to me as a bug. So now I can reproduce it, or I have reproduced it, and I will definitely make sure to fix this. All right, now that this is not working, we're just going to comment that out for now. So let's actually just say here that we don't want to run these for the time being, and I will make sure to fix it until the next beta. Don't know what the issue is, but now our app should build. Still failing. Why is it now failing? Oh, I think it has to do something. Warning. Uncomment. Remafux as soon as possible. I think if you have an if which and there is nothing inside, then it's also failing. That's like bash. All right, now it's successful, and now let's see what the app is looking like. Let's close this. Oh, something wrong with my lighting. Is the stream hanging for anybody? Looks like it's not working perfectly. Alright, so this is what the app is looking like. You can start the timer. You can choose which task type it belongs to, which project it belongs to, and then you can continue. Okay, something's not working because it's just 5 seconds long, and it's basically finishing it while we have a modal open, and something is not working there yet. But if we don't have it, I think it will work. But okay, now we have a new one. If I just close, can pause it. We can continue, can pause again, can continue, and when it's finished we should get a modal. And we don't. So we don't get a modal when it's finished. Oh, let me write that down. Alright, we have started and we are writing our session summaries, so let's get back to the table here, to the calendar. Let's open the last one, which was from July 15th. let's get to the next steps we wanted to do. Let's just copy them and create a new session. This is open focus timer part 30. And that's the next steps from last time. And now we have found one more thing, which is alert not showing when timer is up. At least after showing mode once. Oh, I forgot to show the countdown. Now I should be able to see the countdown too. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to ignore that. Instead, we were focusing the history and statistics, and I think we just implemented this part here and the navigation here into statistics and history. And I believe we just started implementing history, and that's why this is entirely empty. We here can still see the default text that is created. Alright, so before we get into statistics where we can use Swift charts, I want to just have an entry for every time tracking that we had. Although I have to say I just watched a wwdc session, so maybe I can also show you which one. apple.com/wwdc, and it was, I believe, designing Swift charts. No, it was, what's going on? It's so slow. Hello? Is Apple currently releasing something? Apple down? Not really, doesn't look like. Why is this so slow? Alright, anyways, the talk is called something like making best use of Swift charts. Or something like that. I'm going to try this again later. But what they basically did in that session was they had an app. Oh, I'm kind of confused because I always work full screen. And the simulator. There we go. So what they did is, instead of putting these into two separate views, they basically put a chart here and a chart there, and then at the bottom of the screen they had one entry which is going into the history, basically, where you can see the single entries. Maybe I can find it now. Here we this is the session, I think, designing an effective chart, and I can just show you how it looks at the end. And I'm thinking of doing basically the same here, so we would no longer need both screens. We can just use one screen then if we use this method. And I believe it was quite at the end. Yes, there we go. Do they show it at the end? This is already the details. About colors and stuff. So this session was a really cool design kind of session, helping really to understand how it can all be used. All right, I can't find really is. Oh, there was, I think. Ah, come on. Anyways, you can see that they're basically building they're basically showing something like this, where you can see like come on, let's pause here, where you can see like the statistics over time, or some useful statistics, and the title and things like that. And they also had a second one down below. So this is already a detail screen. They had it on the main screen. I couldn't find it right now. And these two statistics were basically at the forefront. And then at the bottom, they had a button, which was basically doing what our history button here is doing. So this was basically at the very top, and it was called something like show entries or something like that. And the statistics were just right here. Questions: do we want to do the same thing? So what kind of statistics do we want to show? I think even if we want to do that kind of navigation that they did there, it doesn't hurt to first do this list here and then do this here. And then we can still say, okay, these actually are the more important things, and we can just move them out here and keep this in the folder. So basically, I think it doesn't matter, the navigation we can decide on later after even implementing it with this navigation we currently have. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we're going to start with the history here. So let's see how we can show the history. And I believe we already have a history feature. There it is. Let's go into the history features scheme as well. So we can just build this without building the rest of the app. And let's see if previews are working. They didn't work for me in my RemaFox app when I tried to develop modules there. So this is building. Is the preview building? That's a big question. For me, Xcode 14 beta 5 and maybe even before broke this whole thing, and SwiftUI previews are no longer working, which is quite a bummer because SwiftUI previews, I use them all the time. When they work, they save a lot of time, and when they don't work, oh yeah, it's working. Great. That's amazing news. I hope it's going to continue working even if we add some more views. So we started already with a list, and we said we're going through our focus timers. The ID is the object ID. This is, I think, a core data field. And then we're having this focus timer, and we're just saying started at formatted, and if it's not there, we're saying start date missing. For an entry in history, actually, the start date should not be missing, so it's weird that we're seeing them here. But I guess, yeah, because we have mocked data, maybe we should improve the mocked data. Let's see what we have there. We're just initializing one without anything. Yeah, you know what? Let's just say that's mocked, and then we can just say start. Oh, what's going on? Poster board. What is poster board? I have no idea what this is. I hope my stream is still working. Yeah, looking good. All right, send this issue report. And Phil, what's going on? I'm guessing that this has something to do with SwiftUI previews, maybe? I don't know. What's going on here? Can I move my mouse? Alright. Started. Oh, this is a focus timer object, isn't it? I got this. Hello. That's when you work with betas. We do have a started at, so auto completion somehow isn't working, but I'm going to just say started at equals. Let's just put the current date and return the mocked. Is this building? Cannot infer. Okay, I'm just going to say explicitly focus timer. Better now? Cannot find in scope. Oh, typo. All right. Now we should see some date, like the current date. All right, this is better. And so what we already saw is when we ran the app here, when there's nothing, then nothing is shown, which is a bad empty state. So let's implement an empty state here. Let's say if viewStore.focusTimers is empty, and this is the empty state then, and in the else we just put this list. Alright, when it's empty we could just show a text stating something like it's empty. Now I would like to use RemaFox. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I believe this integration still works, just the build script isn't working, so I'm just going to try. And let's hope it is working. Yes, it's here and everything is set up. Great. Alright. So we're in the open focus timer, localizable, everything's looking good. And translation key, what keys were we using? Things like that. Okay. Low score. History feature. This is history feature dot. And I believe it's just empty state dot message, something like that. And our text is going to be no what they call no timers recorded. Track times to see something here, something like that. Do we have machine translator configured? No, we don't. Okay, but German I can provide manually here. Kind of timer. Let's just use SwiftUI. All right, this is looking good, and we want to insert it as. Are we in a SwiftUI view? Yes, we can insert it as a localized string key, but the problem was that with package managers with PM, it doesn't work, so we're just using as string. And it should have added the content here, so this didn't work. What's going on? Hello? It was added, so this part worked. But the copy did not work. Another thing I have to check. I could write that down here. Let's just go to desktop. So this was the issue. And I'll just gonna add as a title also Xcode source editor extension did not communicate well. Alright, so this should have been already included, and I'm going to add the text now myself, but I can't edit. What's going on? Hello? I have to restart Xcode. Something is off there. All right. Now we should have localization, history feature, empty state, dot message dot string. And I want to go not to app entry point, but to history feature, build it. We should play more Pokemon community game. Should catch more Pokemon there. Let's update the preview as well. All right, now when this is empty, we can easily fake this by doing that. We should see the empty state. There we go. No timers recorded. Track times to see something here. Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, we could add a breakpoint new line here. And maybe we should do it. Let's just go to the localizations. Just like this should work actually. See now? There you go, another wild Pokemon appeared. Catch it. Alright, this is looking a bit better. Track times to see something here. But in general, we want to see some data here. And it's just a list without any title on the screen, which is not that great. And I believe we're going to have a navigation view here, so we can't just put a title by just saying navigation title. And let's just do it here, navigation title. And we need to localize again, so I'm just going to give it one more chance. So we're just going to say history feature dot this time it's navigation title, navigation. Yeah, it's just navigation title. There's no extra level needed. And a navigation title could be history. Okay, I can't type anything here. What's going on? Another issue. Alright, I do need to add it somewhere else. Let's just put it here. Remafox feedback. This was one. Build error with script. English translation field not reacting to inputs. Now it is doing, but I had to first go into pluralize and go back, and then it works. That's weird, but text is history. And I'm going to try again. Now it worked. Alright, this is how it should have been before. So this seems to work sometimes. Let's just write sometimes here. Sometimes at least. Alright. Let's rebuild this. And let's also put it into a navigation view here. Or navigation, I believe this is deprecated, isn't it? That's not really deprecated. Or is it? Yeah, it is. It will be deprecated, so I will use navigation stack here and just put it in it. I believe then we can see the title in the preview. There we go. And it's looking weird. What's going on now? History feature. Oh yeah, the preview variants. They need to be outside. All right, now we have a title as well, and now let's make these entries a bit more useful. So they're currently only showing the start date, and we want to see more info there. And I think it can make sense to extract that into its own row view or something like that. So let's actually just add a new view. Let's just call it history row view. And we should probably copy the SwiftUI preview, and we're going to go in a break in a second. So I'll be back in 5 minutes as always, and everyone watching, make sure to take a quick break as well if you're working, and get some fresh air, get some water. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, I'm back and we're going to continue with this implementation of the row view, but I'm just going to recreate it and choose the SwiftUI template, which is handier. SwiftUI view template, I mean. Let's just rename it like this. And it's going to be history row view. And let's clean this up. And I'm going to pass into the initializer, which is going to be internal, and it's going to just take a focus timer. We're just going to save it here. Oops. Although this is struct, maybe we just don't need the initializer. Let's try it this way. It's not in scope because we have to import a model. Let's go with preview variance. Let's. Oh, why does it need a body? What's going on with that? Focus timer mocked. There we go. This should work. And I'm just going to put a text here. Let's just copy the implementation from here, which was just text here. And this is self.focus timer. All right. See if that works. Does build, and the preview should also work. Alright, but we don't want to have a full iPhone here. So we have preview variants with device display name. I wonder if we can implement something similar to this, but called differently. I believe I have done it already in the past. So let me check my GitHub. Where could I have done this? Maybe in handy SwiftUI, maybe? Is it here somewhere? Let's go to extensions, view extension. Okay, what extension did we write here? Yeah, it was also view extension. Preview variant. All right, we do have something here. So we have preview screens and preview components. That's exactly the difference I mean here. And what was done here is for preview screens, they used, or I used, the variants, etc. And for preview components, I use preview layout size that fits. Is that the difference here? Let me check. Let's just try adding it here. Does that help? Nope. All right, we could also just use this view without any wrappers and just add preview layout size that fits here. It's still using a frame. Can I somehow set it up not to use a frame? Renders prior views in 3 different component variants, a narrow one, a normal one, and a spacious one. Okay, maybe it doesn't work anymore without showing the frame. I don't know, maybe it's a change in Swift Xcode 14. But I think I'm just going to keep a simple one here. Alright, let's catch that Pokemon. And I'm just going to include now the view of the focus timer here, which is history row view. We're just going to create one with the focus timer that we have available, and we no longer need this here. And this should still render the same, but now we can improve the implementation of it. Alright, so what kind of information do we have in a focus timer? Let's just copy and paste the fields here that we have available. And I believe that they're going to help us find the right view. Let's just copy them in here and comment them out so we can basically just have a look. Alright, what I want to see of a focus timer. So the start and end date could be shown, or just the length. So what's more interesting to me? I think I want to know the day. Probably, maybe the times as well, and maybe also length. Yeah, maybe I want to know both. So let's actually start by just simply a VStack, and let's move this text into the VStack, and let's just write all kinds of dates here. This is the started at, this is the ended at. In this case, I say end date missing, or maybe we can just say 3 question marks. And in this case, because it's a start date to end date, maybe we just want to show the date, the day date ones. So let's actually do some calculation here, and let's just do it as an extension to focus timer. So let me just do it like this: extension to focus timer. And I want to just know the day display name. So this is already the date in a formatted format. Let's just call it just formatted start day, day of start, day of end. Formatted start day of start, day of start. All right, now we have the start date, and there's no day available there, but I think we can use date components. So I'm just going to Google it, because that's typically faster. Get day, oh wait, and a state formatter. I believe we can also just use it in there. Or even easier, I think we can use date components. Isn't there something like that? Date components. Yeah, initialize one with the date. Date components. Oops. From decoder. All right. Calendar, time zone, etc., etc. Not really what I need. All right, we're going to just use a date formatter. Date formatter get day only. Yeah, time styles just none, that makes sense. And maybe we can even use formatted date and time, and date we just get a short. It's called abbreviated, and here we say none. Omitted. A time set with no time-related components represented. Shortened. Omitted. Do we have shortened here as well? No. But we have abbreviated. All right. New APIs here. Else, we're just going to return 3 question marks. Next, formatted date of start. Formatted start time. Self dot started at formatted, and then this time we're not going to have any date, so we omit the date, and for the time we can just go with a shortened variant, and if it's not available, just question marks, and formatted end time. Again, omitting the date, and for the time I'm again getting a shortened one, falling back to question marks. Alright, this should actually work. Expected expression, is something wrong here? I think the compiler is wrong about it. Alright, but the text here should now just be as simple as, it's just a date now. I'm just going to say put the date first. So let's just go for self.focusTimer .formatted day of start, and then we're going to, I think we need a string interpolation here, and then we're going to add a comma, and then we're going to add the time until that. All right, and that's going to be self.focusTimer .formatted start time and self.focusTimer formatted end time. Let's see what this looks like in the preview. All right, we can kind of see it. No, this is the old one. Let's wait until it refreshes. There we go. We're seeing the date first, and then we have the time after it. Maybe the comma is enough. Let's just do something like, yeah, something like that. 2 spaces, 3 spaces. Maybe we should put different text views. Self.focusTimer .formatted day of start, and in an H stack the rest of it. And this is just 2 dates, so we could just say self.focusTimer formatted start time and self.focusTimer formatted end time joined by separator. Something like that. I prefer writing it like this. I find it more readable than string interpolation, in this case at least. Now let's see what this would look like. Oh, something wrong. Oh yeah, separator missing. See now. All right, let's see what this looks like in different dynamic type variants. So really large ones, still kind of working, not really looking great here. But I think for the first version, let's keep it like this. And this is the start and end date. Do you want to show the duration as well? And we also maybe want to add more spacing in between. So let's add an explicit spacing of 20. And I want to show the duration at the end as well. Let's just go for, if it's available, of course. If it's not available, let's calculate it here again. Format it. Do we have breaks? We do have breaks, right? So we would have to remove breaks from it. But we do have already calculation for focus timer, pause count. Why are we going here? We have all those fields down here. So what I like to do also always is to remove things I have already used from these comments. So init add we have used now. Start that we have used now. Maybe we want to show if it's still currently running, and if it's running we might show some indicator. For example, if self.focus timer running, then just show an image with the system symbol. Is there like a circle? Circle filled? Yeah, circle fill. Let's just rendering mode tint template and tint with red. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, yeah, text is not working yet. And this also. Go step by step. All right, this seems to have the duration set to wrong. So let's just comment this out and let's just always show this image to see what it looks like. And it's black, that's not what we want. So let's just put foreground color to red. Yeah, this works. But I want to see it inside the H stack. So let's just move this inside. That's better. And if it's not live, we're not going to have it, and it's going to look weird because it's not going to be aligned. So maybe you want to do it differently, or if it's not there, we just show a different color. You know what? Is there a circle partly filled? Yeah, circle left half filled. I think left half fill should do it. So circle left half filled is if it's still running, and in that case I'm going to make it red, I guess. Yeah, makes sense. And the color is, which depends, and also the system symbol, which depends on the running state. So let's just go focus timer running. If it's running, we do the filled one, and if it's not running, we do circle fill. And same for the color. So the focus timer running. If it's still running, we're going to show it red. Otherwise, it's just going to be black, blue. Just secondary color. I believe it's going to be gray. All right. That works. One more thing I want to do is the entire content of the H stack. I want actually to alignment comes first, to align it on the left. Alignment leading. Oh, is it wrong? Yeah, it's wrong. I think I need to fix it by adding a spacer at the end. I think that's going to work. There we go. One more thing. For the entire view here, let's just add some padding. All right. Now I think we have the running communicated to the user. The pause count, maybe not that relevant. The focus topic. Focus topic, what's a focus topic? Is that a title we're giving in when we are starting it or something? I don't remember that. Where's the simulator? So we want to start, when we start one. I'm guessing that it uses the categories or something, but maybe we can just have a look into the database. So when we start the Mac app, actually you should always start with the and then it should start with SQLite browser. Maybe it has the recents. So you can't see it, but the app is starting. All right. Do we have recents or something? Yeah, I think this is recent. Oh yes, nice. Let's browse the data for a focus timer and let's see what we have in the field. Focus topic, placeholder topic. Oh. Anyways, let's show that anyways. When it's set, it makes sense, but it looks like we have to set this. So one more thing to do, set a proper, add a UI for it if needed. Let's show it. I think this is like a title worthy even, so let's go with it for self.focus timer dot focus topic if it's available. If it's not available, no topic. This should be localized though, so let's localize it. We are in history feature, history row, empty topic, no topic, empty topic, empty topic. Leeres Thema focus topic, empty focus topic, empty or no focus topic, no focus topic, kein Focus Thema. Nice. This should be for sure. This should be alignment now. Ah, this is where we could have fixed it, so we don't need the spacer really. We put the leading here, of course. I'm stupid. And now it should work much better. And this one we can actually set the font to title. And it fails. Can't find lock. Of course, we need to import resources because that's where the translations are in. Let's see the preview. All right, this is a bit too big. Let's go with title 2. Not really. Headline. Yeah, this will do. But then let's go here with the font subheadline. Yeah, well, now they are fitting. But this is too much space here, so maybe we should not be using this. Actually, I believe this whole thing here is an indicator for the whole thing. So maybe you want to put an H stack on the outside, put this here and the whole V stack in there. Something like this. Yeah, this makes more sense to me. And the spacing can then be added here. That's a bit too much. Yeah, that's about right. That's why I need the SwiftUI previews really, because I'm always changing these numbers. I want to see how they look right away. I don't want to have to run the app. And let's close this as well. All right. So no focus topic, the date, and then this also, maybe we don't need that much space. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this. Maybe we should just combine them. Just like this. I don't know. I really don't know how to do that. Is there a good separator symbol or emoji? And we could do something like just that, and the spacing set to 0 or 5 or 10. I really don't know. I'm just going to keep it like this. It's not that bad. Maybe this one doesn't need to be full color though. Let's just make it secondary. All right. What else do we have? We have the focus topic in use now. The pause count, not really that important. Running duration in seconds. Yeah, this is the total time, right? Timer run out duration in seconds. Timer run out duration in seconds. I think running duration in seconds is absolutely the time that we need, and it is an integer at all times. And we do have already an extension to focus timer. So let's have a look at what we have available there. We have type categories. These are like relationships. Time left, completed, time ran out duration. This might be what we need. No, not really. Has not started, running duration. Yeah, that's what we need. All right, running duration. We want to show that it fits at the time here, so I'm just going to add it right after. Maybe in braces like this. And then I just say self the running, no, self the focus timer, running duration, seconds, no, running duration, formatted, duration, time duration. Does this work magically? No. Is there a formatted? Let me check. Swift formatted duration. Otherwise I have to use the date formatter or time formatter, time interval. Is there something like that? Duration, not formatted time interval with new foundation formatters. Duration formatted time pattern. All right, we could use that. Let's first calculate it. Let's just do it here. Var formatted running duration, and we can just say duration Oh, this is the Swift, very new Swift feature, right? Swift 5.6, I believe this was introduced, or even 5.7. Shouldn't say mix. Oh no, this is since 13. All right, maybe this is not that new. But it's cool, and I'm going to just it says that it is easy to create one, so let's just go with this style and then just say seconds. Yeah, this is actually possible. All right, and then I just say self-running duration in seconds. Does this work? Hope so. And then we could just do formatted, format style. This is, let's just do formatted, right? Time pattern. All right, that's nice. Minute second, hour minute second. Let's use this. Does this work? Does this build? Is this returning a string? looking like. That's nice, then we can just use it here. Self focus timer, formatted running duration. Let's see what this looks like in a preview. Of course, this only makes sense when the when this has a day end time. No, it's not. It's not. No, the running duration should actually have, in the real world, it should actually be the calculated with the current date, right? So why is it not calculated? Let's check running duration. Okay, this is the wrong one. Maybe I should be using running duration. Let's go back to focus timer extension, and this is seconds double running duration. No, this is just doing the same thing. So when do these get updated? On init, and then from there on it's ticking. Oh, I see. But when I'm not ticking, it should just continue, right? Okay, I will add a comment here. Developer warning. Check. Consider calculating this based on current time for non-completed and for running. Currently you're running timers. That kind of makes sense. But here we're not going to do that. Instead, in the mock data, I'm just going to add some things here. So mocked. Let's just do an ended at. Let's just do here. Date is adding time interval days -2, -3. Date adding time interval days -3 plus 2 hours 2. All right, so this should start at 3 days ago and end at 3 days ago plus 2 hours. The question is, does it automatically calculate then the running time? And I don't think so, and we'll see that in a second. Oh yeah, we can already see it, it's not calculating. So yeah, there is definitely something there that is not really making me happy. I'm not really sure if we should be doing it that way. But that's a different topic, so for now I'm just going to set it to running duration in seconds is that's 2 hours, right? 2 times 60 minutes times 60 seconds. Yeah, I know we have 2 hours there. Let's make it something a bit different. 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 30 seconds. Plus 15 times 60 plus 30. All right. 2 hours, 15 minutes, 30 seconds. It's not really clear because H, M, S are missing. And I wonder why it's not being added by the formatter. So this formatter isn't doing exactly what I want. Time, pattern, hour, minute, second, pad, hour to length, no. It's not really adding age or something like that, which is a bummer but I guess it's okay. Maybe we want to add here an icon, an SF symbol basically. Oops, SF symbols, which has like a clock on it. Duration, time, timer. Let's use timer. Copy symbol. What's going on here? Anyways, let's copy it. Not working. Okay, let's use this app, SF menu bar. Maybe that's going to work. I don't know, or something happened with my fonts. Timer. Can I do it from here? Nope. Copy symbol. Yeah, it works here. All right. So SF menu bar, cool app, which lets you basically never leave your keyboard, and still you can add this. And yeah, check it out if you're interested. I tested this, and I'm not using it often, but as SF symbols is not working for me right now because I think I installed SF Pro fonts, etc. manually, and then something broke now, and that's I think the issue. But let me see what this looks like in the preview. Oh no, so this is not working at all because the font is missing. Could we use an SF symbol? Yeah, we could just use a label here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use an emoji here. Let's see what emojis we have available. Timer. Yeah, that should work as well. Okay. Alright, we can see there is a scaling problem with our text here, and we might need to fix that. It is already fixing it by just using 2 lines, which is kind of also fine. So maybe we can also just keep this. Now let's have a look again at the different dynamic type sizes. Let's see what it looks like in all sizes. So small ones, no problem. Okay, larger ones, we can see they are changing. Maybe more visible when I make it larger. Yeah, this really large ones. I'm not going to care about the AX3 ones. But AX2, especially this one, AX1 and XX large, this is still working. Yeah, it's not looking great, but this is just the first version and we can iterate on that. So let's make it work, and then later we can make it better. So I'm going to just keep it as is now, because then we can get rid of this. Time of runout duration seconds, I guess it's not relevant. Pause count, I already said, I don't think this is really important in a glimpse of what the timer is. Progress points, problems, next steps, learnings. These are details. Maybe we should show them in a detail view. Maybe we should have a detail view, so that's a different topic there. Developer warning. Consider adding these in a detail view. But the categories I think we should show right here, because this is the one of the main information, and it should be on the same level as the focus topic. And maybe right below the focus topic, it should be there. And the easiest way to put them is I could just say focus timer categories. And it is a set. We do have typed categories though. So let's use them. And this is a set as well. And I could just map over them, get to the name of each of them, and just join them. Oh, isn't that? Oh, that's not an array, is it? Oh, wait. So can we use the map? This gives me an array. This should give me an array. I'm getting a name. Ah, this is optional. Ah, it's an array of optionals. So let's do a compact map. It doesn't really make sense to show the name of a category where the name is optional. Now I should be able to join them, but instead of joining, I'm going to just use the list formatter. I think we have formatted here. Yeah, there we go. And this should be it. Let's just add subheadline as a text style. And here maybe let's do subheadline with foreground color secondary to make this more highlighted. And let's see what this now looks like in the preview. I think this is already rendering, and that's happening because in our preview data, in our mock data, we don't have any categories. So let's fix that as well. Let's go here and say categories, create, and now let's just do category, mocked context, name, I don't know, category project A, color, who cares, green, icon, I don't know, phone, and group. Oh, we have to create a group now. Category, and let's just go group, category, group. Also mocked, and the context is going to be the name of the group is going to be projects, I guess. Now we can just say group. Let's just add a few more. Let's just copy and paste these here. So this is going to be project B and project C. Let's use different colors, yellow, blue, different icons. Maybe we can use them then. Let's use, I don't know, photo art frame. No, it's not always available, but photo and something else with P. Let's go for Pano, whatever. No, it's also not working. Chevron. Let's go for car. All right. This should now have some categories, and now we should be able to see something here. Yeah, project A, B, and C. We could add their icon in a color in front of them. So yeah, that would make things more complicated though. No focus topic, project A, B, and C, and then the time. I guess this is good enough for a start. I just don't like this time being in 2 lines, even on a normal size. Maybe we can put the date and then the time below it. Not entirely sure. Maybe we don't need the date at all if we put sections as days. Yeah, we could put each day as a section. Yeah, let's remove the day here. And let's just use the time. Okay. And in this VStack, I want to have some spacing as well. Let's put 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. All right, let's go with 3. And yeah, the left part is kind of looking empty, but gonna live with that for now. And I believe we can keep it like this. And now we have to just create the sections by day. So we have to group the days into one. But I think the row itself is kind of finished here. The categories are also done now. Though we could show the icons of those projects and things like that. Alright, let's leave a comment for that. It does make sense, but it's not something we need to do right away. So consider showing icon the icon of the category and use their color. E.g., we could make them look like tags. Tags. Oh, we're going into a break. Let me finish this comment. Tags like look. All right, so after break, we're going to try group them into days and then list them in the entire list as days. All right, but first 5-minute break and I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back and let's continue. So we just commented this and we want to now go back to the feature overview here. And you can see this is quite big now. So let's first fix that. We have added padding here, but we actually just want to have slide padding. And we could also just add the padding in the view here. Instead, in the feature view here. So let's see what it looks like without any padding. This is already quite alright actually. So instead of adding the padding here, and because we want to see some padding in the preview, or if you want to do that, you can just also add the padding here. This is a common trick. Oh, Nova Siri, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm back from vacation actually. I was on in Turkey, in Izmir for 2 weeks. And it was great weather, like no clouds at all. I counted all the clouds I saw there. It was 0, so it was easy to count. And coming back to Germany, yeah, clouds everywhere, but also kind of cool to have clouds sometimes because you know, when it's sunny all the time, you always need sun cream and things like that. Yeah, sounds great. How are you doing? How are you doing, and how is it going for you? How have your streams been lately? Aha, we have 3 weeks without rain here in Germany. That's true. It did rain yesterday though, so I don't know how it is for you, but here in Karlsruhe it did rain yesterday. So I was happy for all the plants. They already started looking quite dry, so I think it's good that it's raining again. But I hear that it's also very hot here. Actually, we recorded a podcast on Tuesday, and the start of the podcast was right about the weather in Germany. And Holger, who's also part of the podcast, he just put like you both one person in the podcast is now living in Portugal, and I was in Turkey. So he was like, "Hey, we have 34 degrees. Well, isn't it hot for you as well?" And the Portugal guy was like, "No, it's not really hot 34. I'm in Portugal. It's even hotter here, so I'm used to it." And then I was like, "Yeah, in Turkey it's even hotter as well." And then he was like, "Okay, so 34 degrees for you is like an air conditioner then?" That was like his joke there. And yeah, I'm fine, not streaming that much at the moment, participating on a game jam this weekend. Oh, that's cool. What's that? What is a game jam? I don't really know. Yeah, rain is not in our town. I see. It will come. We're in Germany. It will come for sure at some point. But yeah, it's getting too long dry seasons now. That's true. That's really true. It's really a bad thing. Yeah, so tell me about that game jam thing. So we have the padding outside here now. And let's get back to this view. We have the list, like a hackathon, but for games. We'll use Flutter for it, so it's gonna... Ah, so you are developing a game. I thought you were playing a game. So developing a game, absolutely, this kind of makes more sense to me. Hackathon for games, use Flutter, and it's gonna be exciting. So you're going to be in a team there? Are you developing on your own? How is that going? And do you already have an idea? How's that? Or are you like a part of the jury maybe? You never know. As a very experienced Flutter developer. Alright, yeah, this is starting to look like something. And we wanted to group them now by date, by day. Because we don't want to show the date time here, so we want to group them and then show it as the section title. So in other words, we need here a form. I think that's the easy, or a list. Let's use a list. Oh, we already have a list, of course. It's here. And in a list, we're going to have groups by sections. So let's see how that's going to work out. No idea yet. The topic will be revealed in 4 hours, but we'll be in a team of 4 people, which is cool. How's your project going? So there is going to be a topic that is set, and you have to build a game around that topic. So they could say something like build an MMORPG or something like that, or build a card game, or build a, I don't know, something like that, board game, for example, and you have to do that. Is that kind of how it works? Shit, sorry, quickly need to hop in a meeting, be right back. All right, no problem. No worries. Okay, then we can continue here. I was about to have a look at how to group things in a list. So let's see if there is already something here. With list, let's try a list first. List of elements, identifiable. I don't think list supports already automatic grouping. Maybe we need to use sections for that. So can I do a list? Let me check. Can I do a list without any data? Yes, I can. And then can I create a section with data? Not really. How do I do that then? Okay, maybe this is a form, a section, and in there I have a list. Does that make sense? Let's move this list first. Or let's just move it up. No? Does that make sense? And then I could give the section a title and call it, I don't know, day 1. Yeah, this works. I'm not sure if I like how the title looks of the section, but let's just use that. Alright, then I need to have the dates, and for each date I need to have a section, so we need a for each here. And this is going to be a list of days. So we don't have that yet, let's just use an empty array. And this is going to be day in, or day date, something like that. Something like that, and then in there we're going to have the section. And let's just use day 1 here, and then we can just use day here. And we could have the same with day 2. See if that works structurally. For each needs that thing, I think it needs to be identifiable. Yeah, let's just use ID self. That works. So day 1, day 2, this does work. So structurally this is working, so we can keep it in this structure, but now we have to get the data right. And we do have our store here. How do we get our, okay, we just get focus timers from our store. Let's have a look into the state. So this is the list of focus timers. What we need though is focus timer per day. So I think we can just calculate that on the go. We can just say focus timer per day. And then we can have here as the keys, this is going to be a dictionary. As the keys we can have a day. I guess we just use the start of the day as a date. So I'm just using the date. And here we can just say an array of focus timers. And we calculate that by going into self.focustimers. So we need to now split them to array slices, returns the longest possible subsequence of a collection in order around elements of the not that way, but we wanna get the days, the different days. So we need we could walk through each date, but there is a group or some algorithm. Let's go just with algorithms. I think we already have that solved. So Why can I not search if I'm not signed in? And why I'm not signed in? Sign me in with... oh, I have to log in. Alright, let me quickly do that. Okay. Alright, I am signed in. Get the screen back. Okay. Now we can search for, I think it was Apple. So we can just go to Apple. And then it's some algorithms. Swift collections, maybe. Let's just search for Swift something. Swift evolution, package manager, driver, async algorithm, not async algorithms. Looking for page 2. Right, I think it might be answer collections, so let's have a look at what we have here. And they have documentation. Is it hosted somewhere? Okay, we have ordered set, order dictionary, heap, deck, not really what we need. Async algorithms is something different. What was it called? Swift array group by field range, something like that. It's grouped by elements of an array in Swift. Array collection types. I mean, I do know how to write the algorithm myself, but if there isn't already existing, there we go, dictionary grouping. That's what I was looking for. All right, so we just say dictionary, in our case of type, date, etc. But maybe we can just say grouping by. Okay, the sequence is self.focus timers, and we're grouping them by, and then we have a focus timer here. Grouping by, key for value, a closure that returns a key for each element in values. Oh, I see. So it's returning a key for each element. So I can just return the start of day each time here. And that's going to make it easy. So I can just say focus timer, start date, started at, and if it's not available, we're just going to assume it's the current date because it's not even started. So we can just act like it's just about to start. And of this date, we're just going to get the start of the day. And I believe there's also a method for that. So Swift date get start of day. Get the compute dates in Swift. Gotta get start and end date of today's date in iOS. Exactly. I can get start of. There we go. In a calendar, I can say start of day for day. And we're just going to use calendar.current start of day for and then this date. And we can actually say start date. Just make this stored value, and this is just what we return, and this should actually already work. This should already group them by the date, and that should be it. This was easy, after searching, of course. But now we can say here, this is the for each here, this is going to be basically the keys. So we can just say view store dot focus timers per day dot keys, and the keys are of type date, and dates, let's just make, we could make date identifiable, but we shouldn't do that. How can we fix this differently? Dictionary date keys doesn't conform to random access collection. We can just wrap this in an array. And this should actually work now. This is the day, date. And then we should be able to say date, formatted. And the date style is going to be abbreviated, I think it was called. The time style is going to be omitted. Like that. Now we have, there you go, it's already there, August 16, 2022. And that's it. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry, wait. Because we're calling it to focus timers here. Instead, we need to call into focus timer per day at day date. There we go. And the question is this an array? If it is, it's working. If it's not, then we need to do something again. Saying, oh, it's an optional. That's easy to fix. But if it's empty, we basically don't want to show something. But it can't be empty. It can't be empty because the way we create it is only the dates that we have them, we're going to create one. So how can we make this? So I mean, we could do this, but then when we change the implementation elsewhere, this could break and then we could have a crash. But that crash we should see quite quickly. It should crash at all times. Yeah, this should be easy to see. All right. I think that kind of thing we can do. Let's see what this looks like. This is looking good. 3 of them created. There we go. Maybe let's just make the mock to date a bit more random. So instead of saying this is exactly 3 days before now, we could say it is either 3 days or 4 days or 5 days before now. Just get the random element of it. And for here we do the same thing, but this has to be after the other one. So you could just use here the mock.started at, and then just add time interval. Then the days are not relevant, and we just add we could also randomize this a bit. We could say 2 to 3 to 4 random elements, and we could do the same with the others as well, but I'm going to just do it for the seconds. 30, 45 or 0 random elements. Let's make this a bit more readable. Now we can also actually add here a random element. 50 random elements. All right, now we should see multiple days on average. And if we add more mocked here, we should see 3 days even. And there we go. This is working exactly as expected. We have only 2 days here. And if I just refresh the SwiftUI preview, you should always get a different combination. But it's working as expected, and I believe this is okay as a implementation of the history feature. So let's have a look at what this looks like in our app. question is why don't we have any data in our app? And I believe that's because we're passing. We just always, yeah, we're not passing any focus timers. That's the problem. So we need to implement this. We're going to just see an empty array. Yeah, it's saying no time is recorded, which is not correct, but it looks like it is the case. So let's load the initial data here, and that's the next step. But before we do that, let's actually commit, because this is already great progress that we have made. And let's see and check everything. So I have, before the stream even, I deleted these two schemes because they were outdated. We no longer need them. Then we have commented out RimaFox. Yeah, I don't really want to commit that. Let's just keep it in place here. This makes sense. We have deleted this. Then we have actually this part here. We can revert that. This ID change, also we could revert that. These things also we could revert. Yeah. Also these. Source language is now removed. It's no longer existent in the RimaFox config file because there were two source languages and I'm now just using one. So I simplified it all. So this second one, it makes sense to remove it. And this is a new field, so this also needs to be there. Let's continue here. Focus time per day, that makes sense. This change makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, let's keep it all. This is our history implementation, history row. Okay, these comments, maybe we could remove these. Although we do have them as a reminder to create a detail view. Maybe we want to keep them. Yeah, let's keep them. It's not too much commented out code. And we have a comment why we have it there. So this is changed, this is improved, an improved mock, free translations in English as well, added via RimaFox, and of course it also generated the accompanying part to have safe references. All right, this is looking good. Let's commit this. So we have implemented, implement or add basic history of timers, implement UI rendering part of basic history of timers. I think that's what we implemented. We implemented the UI part, but now we have to implement also the logic to get data from the database. Why is body crouch running? So there is something wrong here. Let me open this in Atom. Can we see that in the Excel project as well? No, we can't. The Git things are not there. So if you open it in Atom, which starts kind of slow most of the time. Oh, my stream seems to be hanging a little bit. Sometimes. I hope it's not too bad. Interesting. Okay, but what I wanted to check is the git pre-commit hook, which is just calling into build script. Okay. And the build script is running body crouch, no longer needed. So let's remove that. It's running SwiftGen, Swift formats, one of those can be kept in there. All right, build script has been updated. And it has indented things. All right, that's fine. These things actually we can revert. And this we will revert later. Let's commit. And now something else is failing. All right, we're getting comment spacing violation. Prefer at least one space after slashes for comments. Comment spacing in history row view. Oh yeah, that's the part where we have commented out code. And this specific part I'm just going to ignore. Although, if we ignore it, we're going to keep it for a while now. So let's go back to that place. Consider adding, let's, instead of these, let's just say relationships, relations like learnings, next steps, etc. in a detail view. That way we have it, we don't need the code for that, and now we should get rid of this warning. Let's commit. All right. One step further. Let's copy this. Add it to our progress here. Cool. Next up, we wanna get some data here. Let's see what time we have actually. Oh, okay. This is already kind of where where I typically finish my stream. So let's try it quickly. If we can get something done quickly, we're just going to keep it. Else, we're just going to move it till next time. So we want to load the initial data from database, or do that on a Hello? Okay, can you hear me now? It should work now again. I don't know why it wasn't working. I guess my microphone just died. I just had to return it on again, but it looks like it's working now again. Okay, great. Thank you for the hints. President Not Sure 1. And Sami Gun also, welcome to the stream, and President Not Sure as well. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. Alright, so elsewhere where we have loaded data, so this has not been reworked to an action handler yet. It's all in one function, in one closure, which I personally find not very readable. But we should be able to see how data was loaded here. So they said manage object context. Let's see where else I'm using that. Save, save, save. Okay, I'm just saving here, not loading any data. Okay, but basically this should be a request, and as managed object, how's it called again? I always forget how to use core data. Core data make request fetch. It was called fetch request. NS fetch request. And I think we can actually do it on the focus timer object. It does have on the type, I mean, and we need to import a model for that. It does have a fetch request, so we can just use that. It's basically fetching all focus timers, and we could filter it now, but we do want to fetch all of them, at least for now. So let's actually add a developer warning here to paginate the fetches. For now, we're just going to fetch them all, and I believe we can just say fetch, and then just pass the request here. And actually, we could just do that inline focus timer dot fetch request, and this could already work. I'm not really sure if this this can throw. I see. So let's add that into a do catch. Catch, and let's just add a developer warning handle error here. Something went wrong while fetching focus timers from database. Alright, this is not a great handling of errors, but we will tackle that topic once I have written an article about it. I am planning to write an article about it, how to do error handling, and I'm going to apply that then. But maybe this will already work. So on up here, it's going to call this, and then it might, it should already change the data here, and this might already work. So let's try it out. See if this will actually show data. I have a feeling that I forgot something, so let's see what's going to happen. Let's go to main, history. Oh, it works. Okay, so we are loading our actual data now. You can see we still have this problem that we're not setting the focus topic, which is a field in the database, but we don't have a UI for that yet. I have written down a to-do for that, but it's now here. And we can also see when the projects are empty, it's not showing anything. So maybe we should have an empty state for the missing categories as well. Let's fix that. Let's go to the row view. And let's just say when these categories here, if self the focus timer the type categories is empty, let's use an empty state. And yet let's just use this when it's not empty. Oops. And if it's empty, we just say let's localize this text. We're in history feature dot. This is the categories. This is not. We're in the row, right? We're in the history row. Yeah. History row. Do we already have translation keyword? Yeah, history row, exactly. History row, and then this is empty topic, and this is empty category. Empty categories. So no categories. All right, this is added. And we should use the same font, so let me just add the same here. And that should fix it. Let's rerun this. Let's see if this is fixed. Main history. There we go, it's fixed. We have no categories writing here. And they all look like there are no running timers. So let's actually create a running timer and see if that... Oh, there is a running timer. Okay, something is wrong here. So let me actually write that down as well. Make sure that running timers are shown in history as well. Currently, one is running, but not shown. Let's also make sure that it's actually running. We have the database already open. Focus timers, let's refresh. Okay, this looks like there's only 2 of them, and I'm not sure if this is the right database. Might be, might as well not be, I'm not sure, but we're going to check that next time. Okay, so this is the state for now, and let's just commit that as well. What's this? Consider showing the icon. Okay, that's something else. Let's move this down though. All right, so we have added the on appear here. The logic for on appear loading the data. The reducer, forwarding things. This is setting it to empty when the view is shown first time. This is the view, and it was all looking great. So this, I believe, works. Yeah, just on appear. This is the empty state. New translation, and the reference of it. All right, this is loading. Load data. Load history entries from database. That's basically what we've done here. All right. So that was easy to complete, and let's just document this. There we go. And next up, I believe we would be fixing these things. So let's make sure that this is working. Set a proper focus title. That's maybe something we should fix relatively soon. But probably after implementing statistics. So implementing history screen is now more or less done. Now I want to implement the statistics screen next. Maybe we fix a small issue and then we get to the statistics screen. So we're going to have a look into the main statistics screen, which is currently empty. This is going to be the next thing I will tackle next week. So this has been it for this time, and just a quick round again. For everyone who wasn't there at the beginning, this is basically my new website, flying.dev, where you can find all my blogs, my apps, news, my developer blog with all my developer articles, my indie blog with productivity topics, my Swift Evolution monthly articles, which I also just recently updated. So this is a new one. Then I think we opened so many links here. Then we have on Twitter, my app, RimaFox, which is new, now has an account, and there is currently an ongoing survey. So if you haven't taken part in that yet, make sure to take part in the survey. It's about my app icon. I'm just going to send the link here. It's about my app icon. Which app icon should I use? Which one do you prefer? Just make sure to take part in both surveys for the design and for the color, so I know which app icon I should be using. And if you're not following me yet on YouTube, make sure to follow me there as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure to like it down below right now. And that's it for this stream. So thank you everybody who has been around here, and sorry for Nova Siri, who just is on a call now, who can't join anymore to discuss, but maybe next time. And I'm just going to check if there's somebody on Twitch we can rate. So everyone on Twitch, please stay. Otherwise, have a nice weekend, everybody, and see you next week when we are continuing on the Open Focus Timer again. So see you until then. Bye.